Welcome to this edition of Cityline. I'm Jeff Leader, sitting in for Amanda Westbrook, who's out ill. Our first segment today features the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association, and joining us is Dr. Paul Elliott Cobbs, the music director and conductor of the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association. Welcome, Dr. Cobbs.
Well, thank you very much. I'm always happy to join you guys and spread the good news from TYSA.
All right, very good. Also joining us is Eliana Cobbs, the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association concertmaster. Welcome, Eliana.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
Appreciate that. And in addition is Carl Fasco, the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association student performer. And welcome, Carl.
Thanks for having me. It's really cool to be here. Yeah.
All right, very good. So, Dr. Cobbs, your theme this year is Adjust, Adapt, Soar. What does this mean to TYSA coming back after COVID?
Well, actually, it comes from adjust, adapt, and persevere. When we were in the middle of the pandemic, we had to go online. And so we adjusted to what we could do and we adapted. We did rehearsals, we did master classes. In fact, we had a master class with Midori. We did sectionals. And so Saturdays was a time where all the kids could get together online and see each other. We even had games and things like that. Now that we're back together, we don't have to persevere. We can actually take that momentum we gained and we can soar. So it's upward from here.
Very nice. I love that spirit. So what makes the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association special?
What makes it special is that we have the best students in the state. We have students coming from as far east as Ellensburg. We've had kids from Bellingham, and we have kids from Olympia, and they all come together once a week, and they perform together. They look forward to Saturdays because these are the top kids from around Western Washington, and they get a chance to be together once a week, talk about things, and true friendships have developed from these interactions.
Very nice. Well, now you have TYSA, and how do kids join? You mentioned they come from all over this region, but how do they join TYSA?
Well, it's not very complicated. You know, what they have to do is go online, tysamusic.org, and arrange an audition. Now, at first, an audition sounds pretty scary, but it's not. Basically, what they do is they prepare a piece, something they feel very good about, and it doesn't have to be spectacular, just something that they feel good about, and they come and play for one of the conductors. And the conductor will assign them to an orchestra that's best suited for their needs. Now, we have 5 different orchestras.
Oh.
So whatever level you are, there's one that will fit. The nice thing about auditions is that if you don't have money for tuition, because there is tuition, we have scholarships. If you don't have money for private lessons, we have money for private lessons too. So there's really no excuse not to come and be a part of our group.
And we're going to get to our students here in just a moment, but I wanted to ask one other thing about you have a free concert coming up in the community, a community concert coming up on March 19th. What is special about this concert?
Well, this is a special concert because it's something that everybody is aware of the music. Maybe you don't know what Beethoven's Third Symphony sounds like or what Mozart's 35th Symphony sounds like, but I guarantee you'll know every single piece on the program that we'll be doing. We're going to start out with the Avengers Suite, you know, from Marvel Avengers. If you go to Disneyland, well, California Adventures, and you see that new Avengers campus and that music coming the whole time, that's exactly what we're playing. So everybody knows the Avengers Suite. Then from there we go to Peter and the Wolf, and we all know Peter and the Wolf, and then we'll end the concert with Star Wars.
Wow.
So we'll do all those Star Wars themes. My favorite is the Imperial March, that Darth Vader theme, but they will love it. All they have to do is sit back and listen. It's free, and they'll have a good time.
And that will be performed where?
That will be performed at the Urban Grace Church, 1:00 on the 19th of March.
Excellent. Eliana, which character do you represent in Peter and the Wolf? And what has it been like to play that part?
It's been fun. Also hard and difficult. Not the notes and everything, but to translate the feelings and emotions of how the characters may be feeling during the storyline, and trying to make the kids feel like that too, you know? So that's kind of hard, and something that builds talent with it. And so, but it's really fun to play.
So Carl, which character do you represent in Peter and the Wolf, and what has it been like to work on this part?
Yeah, so I play the bassoon, and the bassoon in Peter and the Wolf is actually the grandpa of Peter. It's been pretty fun working with as the grandpa. I'm actually kind of lucky because compared to the other woodwinds, they have to play all these nimble animals that play like, 120 notes per second. And the grandpa, grandpas aren't slow and nimble. You're just this prodding big old instrument. So it's a lot less stressful, but it's still really fun to be able to play it.
I love to hear that association between the parts, the nimble and the quick notes, and then the grandpa and the slow notes, and you can just start to sense the difference in the orchestra and how it's playing those parts to bring it all together. So it's kind of fun. I appreciate that. So Carl, did you attend the Tacoma Youth Symphony's education concert when you were younger, and how did it impact you?
Yeah, I think I attended it in 4th grade. It was really cool because, well, before I played bassoon in the organization, I played violin. So, kind of like Eliana, I could sit there and be like, oh, I'm in this group. I know this music, and it was really cool to do that. Also, it was really inspiring because I think, I'd seen other groups before, but there was nobody, I was actually, a part of the same organization as the people I was watching, and to see, how good they were, it was really inspiring to say, if I keep at it, I'm going to be just as good as them, when I'm their age. And that was really cool to see when I was younger, and obviously, I think it worked out pretty good, so, yeah.
Eliana, did you attend the Tacoma Youth Symphony's education concert when you were younger, and how did it impact you?
I attended it multiple times. My father, Paul Cobbs, is the conductor, and my mom is the narrator for Peter and the Wolf. And so they bring me along. I was able to skip school for a few days, a few times. And sometimes I went with my school. So all of my classmates would come with, and they thought I was so cool because I knew everybody in the orchestra, and I was popular for 30 minutes, and then they were over it. Peter and the Wolf was my favorite because with little children, they have great imagination. So hearing the story, they're thinking about it whoa, this is so cool. A little story was when I was younger, really young. I don't know how old I was, Dad, but I'm gonna say 2 or 3. I had a babysitter who was the oboist, and the story went on, and the oboist is a duck, and the duck gets swallowed by the wolf. And I cried very loudly because I actually thought that she was swallowed by the wolf, and they had to take me out because I wouldn't stop. And so that's how great it is for the Peter and the Wolf and to play for the education concert, because that's what they're thinking, and you just don't know. They love it.
Right. So, Dr. Cobbs, what is it like for you now to be introducing younger kids to music, especially your own daughter, and then to the instruments of the orchestra?
Well, it's certainly a privilege and a pleasure. These opportunities for the young ones actually benefit them for the rest of their lives. And my hope is to inspire them to learn to play an instrument. You know, you see the older students, the teenagers who are cool, playing these instruments to a fourth grader, fifth grader, sixth grader. That's what they want to do. Like Carl said, that's a cool thing to do. So my goal is to inspire the young ones to be cool, like the teenagers on stage. And so, you know, those students who are in orchestra grow up to be fantastic human beings. They excel, they learn leadership, they are using both hemispheres of their brains. They're more imaginative. And even the ones who don't further their education in music, they still become things like doctors and lawyers and engineers. So it's a wonderful thing to be a part of. And so I get excited when I see the little ones looking at the older ones. The most exciting thing that I've ever done was when we were playing Frozen, and there came a part where, would you like to build a snowman? And 1,000 kids were singing in the audience all together, and they were swaying back and forth. Now, you know, when I retire, that's going to be the memory that I will like the most.
Oh, very nice. I can just envision
Yeah.
How powerful that must have been for you.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Well, Carl, as a student, what has it meant to you to be involved in music and be a part of an organization like the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association?
I mean, I think it's been really cool because I think, unlike a lot of other things, you know, anybody can really do music. You know, you don't have to be like super athletic or like super smart or anything like a lot of other activities that you might do in high school. You know, anybody can truly do music, and that's what. And you know, if you join the youth symphony, they really push you and they really try to make you a better musician. And I've just been introduced to like so many, you know, composers and different types of music that I never would have ever gotten just in your typical high school music experience. And I think that's what makes the youth symphony so cool, is that it pushes you, it expands your mind, and you know, it really just makes you a better person at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm really grateful I've been able to be a part of this organization for so long.
Eliana, as a student, what has it meant to you to be involved in music and part of an organization like the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association?
It's to be in the Tacoma Youth Symphony Association. I'm very lucky to have found it and my parents to have led me into it. It's different. It's different than I think it's different than any other organization. It focuses the faculty, the staff, the mentors. They focus on every single student. You don't care if they're LGBTQ or if they're not what other people call normal. They may be different. They treat everybody the same, and that's special. I think Tacoma Youth Symphony is special. Me as a violinist, I think I have musically grown. I've learned leadership from being the concertmaster or the principal. I've learned to be kind, you know, and share. But like I said, diversity and also teamwork, because it just takes more than one person to make the music happen. You know, you have to help your section to all work to be one, and with that you can't not like somebody. You have to be equal in every way.
So Dr. Cobbs, as a parent and a music educator, what advice can you give to parents who are thinking about starting music lessons for their child, and what level would that be at?
Well, I would say that's one of the best things you can do for your child, support them. The first thing you want to do is see which instrument they like. Coming to a concert like this one is fantastic because each student gets to hear all the different instruments individually. And it's my experience that certain instruments speak to certain children. And so start them out in elementary school. And I think if the kid falls in love with a certain instrument, get them lessons, let them do it. Even if they don't have it in school yet, even if they're too young to do it in school, get a private teacher. If they call the symphony office, we can recommend a private teacher. But get them going as soon as they have a passion for a certain instrument. Get them going, get them some lessons. In the end, you're going to have a much better child by the time they're teenagers.
Great. So that concert date, time, and location again is?
Yeah, it's March 19th. That's Saturday from 1 until 2. It's not too long. And it's at the Urban Grace Church. And so we hope to see you there.